Good morning. Good morning and welcome to meditation at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Janelle Carroll and I am a licensed religious science practitioner here at the center, and it's my joy. I'm glad that you are here this morning, and I'm grateful to be here to do meditation with you. Right now, I would invite you to simply find that space, that perfect place. You know what it is. That place where spirit rises up in your awareness, where spirit breathes in and as you in that perfect rhythm that is yours. Become aware of your breath, the in-breath and the exhale. And I invite you to simply soak in that energy, that collective energy that comes when people connect in the quiet and in that meditative state together. The geography is unimportant in spirit, but just allow yourself to connect to this reservoir of community, communal energy in meditation this morning. And if it suits you, just allow yourself to hear my words, to consider them. And if you need the silence, just take the silence and ease back into that energy. Let it support you. Let it hold you in this space this morning. At the center right now, we are in our pledge drive. The talk title today is Accept It, and it's yours. Accept it, and it's yours. I like to roll things around in my mind sometimes, and that idea of accepting and releasing, they seem opposite, and yet so much alike. To accept, to take something and honor it as mine. But also accept, to allow. To allow. To allow sometimes is to release. We teach that there's only one life. We are each expressions of that one life. And as such, we are not all of God, but all of God is available to us to the extent that we allow. To allow God to flow through us. It is both an allowing and accepting and a release. An accepting and a letting go of that smallness, and an allowing the bigness the infinite, all those possibilities. To release that finite and accept that infinite. Accept it and it's yours. Release. Release it and it's yours. It's that law of circulation. Accept and release. Going out and coming back. It reminds me of a line from a book by Lynn Twist called The Soul of Money. She says, I suggest that if you are willing to let go of the chase to acquire or accumulate always more, let go of that way of perceiving the world, then you can take all that energy and attention and invest it in what you have. When you do that, you will find unimagined treasures. I suggest that if you are willing to let go of the chase to acquire or accumulate always more, and let go of that way of perceiving the world. Then you can take all that energy and attention and invest it in what you have. When you do that, you will find unimagined treasures. I suggest that if you are willing to let go of the chase to acquire or accumulate always more. Let go of that way of perceiving the world. Then you can take all that energy and attention and invest it in what you have. When you do that, you will find unimagined treasures. Accept them. They are yours. Unimagined treasures. Accept them. They are yours. Now I ask that you call your awareness once again to your physical body, your toes, your feet, hands, neck, head, breathing, and bringing your awareness back to your physical space in this particular time. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in meditation this morning. Namaste.
it's showtime. Right? Hold on, right at the end of
Good morning and welcome to Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Tammy Evans. I am a licensed religious science practitioner, and I'll be giving you the announcements today. Due to the current pandemic, everyone is invited to the Zoom Sunday celebration, and our services will be live streamed on YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. We will post it later to our Facebook page. Please feel free to share our service from our YouTube channel to your Facebook page. Everyone is invited to join us today for a workshop called Prosperity Upgrade, an experimental workshop from 12 to 2 p.m. via Zoom. The Zoom link can be found in your CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter on our CCSL Facebook page, or contact the office. This workshop is presented by the CCSL Prosperity Corps, Reverend Gregory Toole, Kristen Pierce, Julie Matheson, and Carissa Holmes. No pre-registration is required. Our 2021 pledge campaign has officially begun. Thank you to those who have completed their 2021 pledge cards and have returned them to the CCSL office. Our 2021 pledge campaign goal is $100,000, and so far we have reached $21,840. Please return your pledge cards on or before December 1st. If you haven't received your pledge campaign packet or would like to receive one, please contact Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org, and one will be mailed to you. Thank you for supporting Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. You still have time to sign up for our upcoming class, Spiritual Principles and Practices. The new start date is Saturday, November 7th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and it is a 5-week class. This will be an online certified class facilitated by Reverend Amy Papadopoulou and Reverend Gregory Toole. The investment is $200, which includes a workbook, certificate from CSL home office, and counts towards practitioner training prerequisites. Payment plans and partial scholarships are available. To register, contact Robin Brickhouse at Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org. Our next Open Hearts Open Mic event will take place on Friday, November 13th via Zoom from 7 to 9 p.m. A Zoom link will be available in an upcoming CCSL weekly e-newsletter. If you would like to showcase your talent at the show, contact Jim Hetzer at jahetzer at sbcglobal.net to be added to the lineup. Join us for our next virtual choir project. All you need is a smartphone and the willingness to sing. We will take care of the technical stuff. Everyone is welcome to participate, whether you're in the choir or not. The music team is looking forward to co-creating something special with you. Contact Carissa Holmes at carissacreates.com if interested. The 2021 spiritual journals are now available for purchase. The journal is just $14.95 plus shipping and handling. To order your journal, go to csl.org, and at the top of the page, click on shop, and it will direct you to make your purchase. You are the face of God. Tired of not seeing your friends and family in person? Help us share shining smiles, sparkling eyes, and the community's face, mask or no mask, in our Sunday celebration. We are collecting pictures of CCSL community members, supporters, new visitors, guests, and friends to share in our virtual Sunday service. Please send us a picture of yourself. Let us see you and what you are up to in these unique times. Show us your favorite mask, your pets, your garden, your COVID project, what you are doing, or whatever you want to share. Send your pictures to Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org so we can share the faces of God in our virtual Sunday celebration. If you would like prayer after service or anytime through the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our website. And now I'd like to introduce Jim Hetzer to say a few words. Jim? Jim, I think you need to unmute.
Hello. Round two. This is a public service announcement. Hello, my name is Jim Hetzer. I am here today as a member of the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living to tell you why I joined this group and why it may be the place for you to continue to grow and prosper. I started attending the Center for Spiritual Living on the first Sunday of October in 2018. Two friends that attended the center suggested I check out the center. They told me I would like it. I did. My first encounter was a greeter named Robert walking me to the service. Getting welcomed on your first visit lets you know that you are in a good energy place. I arrived in time to go to the meditation service, and it put me in a calm space. When our minds are calm, we are more open to feeling the connection to Source and to our own inner voice. 15 minutes of meditation is a great way to start our week. In the opening of the service, there was a mission statement that said that this group wants to help create a world that works for everyone. This is an ambitious statement to want to help the world work better for everyone. I like people focused on making things better. The whole philosophy of the science of mind teaching is to help you do more and feel better. I have found that the people that attend this center are positive and inclusive. This inclusion allows you to be whoever you already are. We don't care about your religion, sexual orientation, political party, addictions, or anything else that you may think will keep you from benefiting from attending this center. We care about love, faith, and personal choice. That's important to me, and we hope that is also what you want, a happy life. COVID-19 has disrupted all our lives and all our organizations. We have been conducting virtual services since the beginning of the lockdown from the pandemic. Our 2 parking lot services were a great way to see people again, but winter is coming and that option is delayed or ending. We hope to be back at our usual meeting place sometime in early 2021. The center has been working hard to maintain the spirit of the organization and support the people in our community. I have committed to supporting the center in any way I can. I have learned over the years that we get back what we give out. This can be in terms of supporting the center and other organizations to help to develop and prosper. We aren't just about the money, but we do need money to operate. We still love you, whatever you decide to do. I am glad you are viewing our service today, and I hope to meet you in person soon. If you are a regular attendee or viewer, you understand the value of energy that is shared by our musicians, practitioners, ministers, and our congregation. Our members help generate positive energy during these extremely difficult times that help us to know that this will all work out eventually. If you are just becoming acquainted with the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, we are grateful that you are viewing our service and hope that you will consider joining our group. I am grateful for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the center and to express my conviction that we are doing what we can to make the world work better for everyone. Thank you. May you go in grace and peace. And so it is.
Thanks, Jim. I think you summed us up really well there. And that's our news for today. Let's all sing our opening song.
Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Speak your mind, show them who you really are. Show them you're a shining star, a brilliant light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and be yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light.
Thank you, Carissa. Good morning. I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, your interim minister, and I welcome you this morning. And as Jim very clearly laid out, we are an inclusive community, an inclusive organization. We embrace you right where you are, right as you are, for we know that you are in the image and likeness of God, and God made you perfectly just as you are. So bring it on. Bring us all of you. Thank you for joining us this morning on Zoom, as well as on our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Give us a thumbs up, ring the bell, and we'd love to have you join us. Also, a recording of today's service will be posted to our Facebook page as well. You're about to see our mission statement come up on the screen, and we can all read that together. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. I'd like to thank practitioner Janelle Carroll for the meditation this morning and for holding the virtual high watch for our service today. And I'd now like to bring back practitioner Tammy Evans, who is our platform practitioner for today. Tammy.
We now begin our sacred service. I would like to introduce our community member, Jill Schultz, who will be giving us the reading this morning. Jill?
Good morning. With joy, I share Ernest Holmes' words from the Science of Mind textbook. There is nothing in the universal order that denies the individual's good or self-expression, so long as such self-expression does not contradict the general good, does not contradict goodness itself. There is nothing in the universe that denies us the right to be happy, if our happiness does not deny or interfere with the general good. The universe remains unlimited, though the whole world has suffered a sense of limitation. We should be careful not to divide our mental house against itself. Having announced the law of liberty, we must not deny it. When we shall all know the truth, then ways and means and methods will be found for the freedom of all. The mold of acceptance is the measure of our experience. The infinite fills all molds and forever flows into new and greater ones. Within us is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. Ours is the privilege of giving birth to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Now let the music take us within.
Please be patient. Please be patient with me, with you, in all you do. Patient, patient, ooh, patient, please be gentle. Please be gentle with me, with you, in all you do. Gentle, oh gentle, oh gentle,
There is only one mind, one divine intelligence, one pure light of being. It is the Creator, delighting in giving of itself endlessly, unconditionally, and manifesting all that it creates. This divine intelligence is acceptance, it is clarity, and it is divine choice. I live and move and have my being in the mind and body of this one. Through me flows love and law. I have complete and total access to this one being, for the God in me, as me, is me. And as this is true for me, it is also true for all that are listening and beyond. I am the dynamic spirit, spiritual image of the divine. I claim a higher dimension of thinking. It is my divine authority to choose. I listen with my heart open. My path of unfolding the good has no obstruction. I remember that I have complete and total access to God, and I accept all the good that is my divine right. The universe conspires with me and with all of us to make this happen. I give thanks for this knowing. I release these words into the law, knowing that it is already done. I let go, I let God, and please join me in saying, and so it is.
Patient, oh, patient, oh, patient, oh, patient, oh, patient, oh, patient. So many years I've hidden, so many lies I've told out of the ignorance of youth, or as a woman too afraid of truth. So many things mistaken, so much guilt I hold, buried alive like a weight on my chest. It stole my breath and I went cold, and how I long for the warmth of love, for the softer side of me. The time is now, I shall be free. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive myself for everything. Expectations shattered, promises unkept. So many times I swore I'd change. Years go by and I'm still the same. And how I long for tenderness and grace at my own hands. I am the one, I understand. So I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive myself for everything. Yes, the faith I had in myself turned to confusion, such a slow erosion, seeing that hope and trust were just another couple illusions. But somewhere deep inside I realize I am worthy. I am somebody who can be relied on, so I'm gonna put my faith in me. I put my faith in me once again. Oh, I have found redemption. I'll put my faith in me. I put my faith in me once again. Oh, I have found redemption, and I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive myself for everything. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive myself.
Thank you, Jesse Powers. Beautiful, beautiful. I always love to follow you, Jesse, as the singer right before I give my talk. It's always a beautiful, just kind of ushers me right on in on the wave of your wonderful voice and wonderful energy. So thank you. And good morning, Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. Happy November. We're on November 1st. We are definitely fully into the fall. Did everyone get your clocks turned back, or did some of you show up early? Were some of you an hour early saying, where's the service? I can't find the service. Well, here we all are. So thank you for being here. We got an extra hour. I hope you used that extra hour really well. I know I did. I used it to get an extra hour of sleep since I get up at 5 a.m. my time to be with you on Sunday mornings. So this morning, I want to begin by putting up the mission statement of our Prosperity Corps, and Robin will so kindly do that for me and put it up there for all of us to see. And this Prosperity Corps, we have our workshop, as Jim announced earlier. We have our workshop after service. I hope all of you will attend. I think this could be a very unique workshop. So let's read our mission statement for the Prosperity Corps. Our mission is to hold space, spark ideas, and offer strategies and programs for the expanding prosperity of Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, its members and friends. We fully embody the consciousness of abundance in our daily lives. We are a prosperous and sustainable community that joyfully serves as a model for other spiritual organizations who are seeking growth. I am inspired by that. I hope you are too. So that's, we're doing these prosperity talks. We're doing like 6 of them, and next week, I believe next week is Julie Matheson will close us out of this series that we're doing on prosperity and during our pledge campaign. And our pledge campaign, I love it. First week, we're already 21% of the way toward our goal. Thank you so much. And it's a very interesting year. We've got, of course, the pandemic. We've got all the transition that the community was already in. And then, some of the changes that have taken place where we're in many ways about half the size of what we were, say, a year or two ago. And, we still want to do all the things that we've always done. And so a couple of the things that we were really looking at with the core council, in this budgeting cycle going in were Robin and a couple, like, when you're doing budgeting, of course, you look at some of the big items. So we were looking at Robin and how do we maintain her? She's so valuable to the center. We were also looking at music and that being so valuable to the center. How do we maintain this music? And already a very generous donor gave a large contribution actually on top of their pledge in order for us to keep Robin fully employed doing all the amazing things that she does. And I'm wondering if there might also be someone out there who might want to give a donation above and beyond their pledge to support us in keeping the music fully fledged without changing it at all. We are looking at some creative ways that we might have to right size, downsize, whatever, some of the music, but perhaps there's someone out there like this generous donor who gave to make sure that Robin keeps going. Perhaps there's a generous donor that wants to go above and beyond and say, hey, this music is really great and it's important and I want to support that. So I know we're all is in divine order, and I know that we can continue to go forward. And this coming year, 2021, is really an exciting year for Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I mean, there's challenges, right? And there's change, and there's all kinds of things that we're navigating, but it's also a really exciting year for Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. As the Ministers Search Committee is up and running again and active, and they're about to post the profile out there again and start to call in that next minister again. And I'm sure that we'll do some visioning around that as well. And I am, kind of winding down my activities, at the end of the year, and really to make space, right? To kind of clear the space. We've done some great work together, and you all are ready to step into your next iteration, your next evolution of the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, which is a big one because you went from your founding minister of 12 years, and now you're stepping into that being an ongoing center, a center that has moved beyond its founder. That's a huge step. Not that we always remember the founder. We always are grateful for the founder. We always are, building on the shoulders of what the founder built. We're all here right now because of Reverend Molly, the founder of this community. But none of us would be here and in community right now if it weren't for all the beautiful work that she did to pull all of this together. And yet now you get to take this next step into your greater yet to be. And so 2021 is an exciting year. It's a year that we're really inviting you, to the degree that you're able, to really step up into your pledge commitment and into your additional donations where possible to fund this major step, because that's another area where we're still looking in the budget as to how can we really offer a really good salary to a minister to really attract someone to come to Columbus. So the invitation really is to take this prosperity consciousness that we're all stepping into in a greater and greater way, and let's manifest together something really amazing for 2021. I would say it's already done in the mind of God, and we're just really accepting it and saying yes to it and stepping into it. So that leads me into my talk today, which is called Accept It and It Is Yours. Accept it and it is yours. And I want to talk about acceptance in a way that it is not so airy-fairy, because acceptance, it's like, okay, yeah, I accepted, yay. It can be like that, right? But I want to talk about acceptance as a very active thing, as a very engaged thing, because without that, all we're really talking about is potential or possibility. And potential and possibility are wonderful, and yet we have to step beyond just potential and possibility. None of us really want to just hang out forever in potential and possibility. We want to realize that potential. We want to realize that possibility. I was thinking back to early in my 20s when I was in a nightclub and I was trying to talk to a young lady who's actually a little bit older than me, like a few years older than me. And I was trying to, have my whatever, be suave and cool. And she asked me, she was a very direct woman. I grew up in Philadelphia, and, Philadelphians can be very direct. And she said, "So what do you do?" And I think she might have even asked me how much money I made or something like that. And I was hanging in there, and she clearly was not satisfied with what I shared with her. And so I said, well, I've got potential. And she said to me, well, I'm done with potential. I want people who actually have realized something. I want people who have actually achieved already. And of course, that deflated my young, early 20-something ego at that moment. But I laughed about that in preparing for this talk, because there's some real truth in that, in the sense of we want to step beyond potential. We want to step into realizing that potential and to reaping the harvest, if you will, of that potential, because the potential is infinite. The possibility is infinite. But how do we begin to experience all of this possibility that we talk about, all of this potential that we talk about, that we are unlimited? One of my affirmations these days is spirit within me is my unlimited source. So that's a potentiality and a possibility, unless I somehow claim that, I somehow harness that, I somehow step into that, and I begin to have that be my experience. Then it's just a lofty statement of possibility and potentiality and truth. And yet truth that's not realized is not as fun. So the fun really is in how do I bring forward into experience some of that possibility and some of that potentiality, because it's already all given. You know, in Janelle's meditation this morning, she was talking about Lynn Twist and talking about how instead of all this grasping and trying to get more, giving our energy to what we already have. And what we already have is everything. Everything has already been given. And so ours is to begin to look at who we really are. And so we don't have to compel the law. We don't have to compel the law. The law already basically says it's all given, it's all yours. Now, what of that will you accept? What of that will you claim? What of that will you step into? Because it's already all yours. You already have it. It's all yours. I want to share a quote from Emmett Fox in his book, The Mental Equivalence. He says, "Make your thoughts as clear and definite as possible. Never strain. As soon as you start straining, taking the clenching the fist attitude, saying, I'm going to get what I want, I'm going to get it if it kills me, all mental building stops." He's talking about mental equivalence. When you're trying to build a mental equivalent for something, the moment you begin to strain and struggle and all of that, you're really straining and struggling against yourself because it's all one. And so you become a house divided against yourself. So we never want to be in that struggle and strain. The law doesn't need to be compelled. The creative medium doesn't need to be compelled. It is by its nature already going to accept what we're able to impress upon it, and ultimately what we're able to accept. So we don't have to like bunch our face up and forcefully. We just can very gently speak upon this law. In fact, one of the ways I have fun, like my last talk a couple weeks ago when we did the parking lot service, and we talked about having fun and experimenting with these laws and these principles and not taking it so seriously. And one of the ways that I play with this is by saying, I'd be willing to have such and such, just very lightly, just kind of opening my heart, opening my being to this. And you might try that when you're having a situation where you're worried that the outcome is going to be one thing, to let go of that worry, relax into it and say, I'd be willing to have this greater thing, whatever that might be. For example, if you're looking for a parking space and you're in a hurry and you're worried that you won't find a parking space, what if you took a breath, relaxed into it and said, I'd be willing for there to be a parking space right now, right in front of the place for me as you're pulling up, without trying to force it to happen or straining about it, just very lightly saying, I'd be willing to have that happen. Or if you're looking for a relationship, I'd be willing to have my perfect partner just step right into my life today and meet that person right now. And we just take it very lightly. Or I'd be willing, if we're wondering how we're going to pay a bill or something like that, I'd be willing for the resources to be made available to me right now. I'd be willing to see in this moment what is mine to do, or what it is that I'm to see, or what it is that I'm to know, or where it is that I'm to be in order for that to take place today. And again, we're just playing with it and we're being light with it, knowing that this law, this creative medium, accepts the impress of our thought, accepts our willingness, accepts our openness, accepts what we can accept, what we can say yes to, because it's all already been given. So we can kind of play with that. If it's all already been given and it's all about really how much can we accept, we can kind of play with that acceptance. What am I willing to have today? What am I willing to be today? What am I willing to accomplish to do today? Since it's already all given, and the law is always saying yes, and it's kind of awaiting my yes, your yes. It's awaiting my acceptance, your acceptance. It's awaiting us to claim it. We can play with that. What am I willing to claim today? Let go of all the struggle and the strain and just be light with it. The universe has already said yes. So what can you accept today? What can you claim for yourself today? What can you invite into your life today, to just open your heart and invite it in, nice and easy, nice and gentle, and then listen in. What is mine to do? What is my part in bringing this forward? And again, not in struggle and strain, like I gotta do all. Just like, what is my part? My part might be just to show up at my mailbox and to take the check that just arrived and go take it to the bank and cash it. That might be my part today. Sometimes I've had that experience where that was my part. Go to the mailbox, take the check out, put my signature on it, and deposit into the bank account. Sometimes that's it. Or sometimes it might be a lot more involved than that. But I can tell you, it's never about struggle and strain. It's never about, this burden. It's never about that. That's not how your life is really set up. If it is, then we've created that. We've created the struggle and strain. We've created the burden. Life is not set up that way. Life is set up to unfold with flow and ease and grace, even though there might be a lot of activity involved in that. So someone could observe me or others who are in this process of manifesting big things and say, oh, but I saw you worked 12 hours yesterday, or you worked 16 hours yesterday. What do you mean it's not about struggle and strain? Well, look at how that is taking place in that person. The way it's taking place is they're just having a ball. They're just having fun. And it just so happens that while they were having fun and while they were having a ball and while they were in the flow and while they were enjoying all this flow, 12 hours went by or 16 hours went by and they go, oh gosh, wow, what a beautiful day. What an amazing day. I had 12 fun hours, 16 fun hours of creating today. I think I'll rest now. Right? So it's never about struggle and strain, although there might be a lot of activity involved. If we put on an event, for example, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of creative energy, but it's not about struggle or strain. It's not about forcing. It's not about burden. So think about that. If your life is about struggle and strain, if your life is about burden, what part of you feels that burdensome is necessary? What part of you feels that struggle and strain is necessary? What part of you feels that you don't deserve to have ease and grace? And do that with yourself gently. When I put that out there, I don't put that out there as a criticism of you or me when we enter that space. It's more like, oh, let me wake up. Let me see life as it truly is. So we could say, I'm willing to have my life actually be easy. There was a time, I must be honest with you, there was a time where that would not be okay with me. I was not okay with my life being easy. I was invested in my life being difficult and a struggle and a strain, and I could brag about that. Look how much I struggled. Look how much I strained. Look how much I sweated to get this. That was my story. So I was not even willing to have a life of ease and grace. What are you willing to have today? What are you willing to say yes to today? What are you willing to accept and invite into your life today? Because it's really up to us. And so if we really want that, if we really want a life where we can show that we struggled and strained and, overcame all kinds of obstacles, if that's the story we want, that's okay. That can be a story. But we could also choose a different story. We could also choose the story of my life unfolds with flow and ease and grace, and I perform all of my activities with joy and peacefulness and love, and I'm allowing myself to be used by the universe for all kinds of amazing creative endeavors that might look like I'm working 8, 10, 12, 16 hours a day sometimes, but there's no burden, there's no struggle, there's no strain. I'm in the flow, I'm enjoying life, and it just so happens that while I'm doing that, I'm creating all kinds of great things. I'm prospering, others are prospering around me. Accept it, and it is yours. The universe is awaiting our acceptance. So let me share a few more quotes and then a few more things, and we'll close. In the Science Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes says, where we find subjective law, we shall find something that is compelled to receive that which is given to it and compelled to act upon it. Again, the law is compelled. It's its nature. We give it something. We say, I'm willing to have this. I now accept this. I now acclaim this. I now say yes to this. And the law is compelled to now bring that forth in the same way that all of that energy that we put into struggle and strain, and I must struggle to get what I want. The law said, okay, that's your order. That's what you're putting upon the law. Okay, so you get that. You get door number 1, which is struggle and strain. Someone else took door number 2, which is like a mix of struggle and strain plus a little bit of grace. And then someone else chose door number 3, which is like walk around doors number 1 and 2 and just have this flow and ease and grace. Ernest Holmes also said in The Science of Mind, how much can one demonstrate? Just what one can believe. How much can we see? How much can we accept? How much can we find in our consciousness that is no longer repudiated by our own denials? In other words, that is not repudiated by that which where we're working against ourselves, where we're a house divided against ourselves. Whatever that is, that much we can have when we get rid of all those places where we're working against ourselves and we begin to lighten up. We begin to lighten up, which means we don't take ourselves so seriously. We don't take life so seriously. We don't take situations so seriously. We give them the attention that they deserve, of course. We're responsible. But we start to lighten up and accept my life does not have to be burdensome. My life does not have to be about struggle and strain. My life, the divine is really about play. In fact, there's a guru that wrote a book, and I'm going to lose his name, even though he's famous, but it's a book called Play of Consciousness. And I love that name, Play of Consciousness. Swami Muktananda, that's the name. Play of Consciousness. And it's a very deep book, by the way. It's not a light reading, and yet it's a play of consciousness. We're playing with consciousness, and the divine is delighting in us. It is having fun through us. It is delighting in our play. I loved Carissa's talk last week when she talked about creativity. There's a lot in that about how when we're just in our space of creativity, we touch our divinity because it's the nature of it. It's like we're having fun. We're enjoying our life. And we're not in struggle and strain or burden. Let's move along to, let's see here. Emmett Fox in The Mental Equivalent said, if you want to be healthy, happy, prosperous, doing a constructive work, having a continuous understanding of God, you do not picture it necessarily, but you think it, feel it, and get interested in it. Feeling is not excitement. True feeling in thought is interest. And what I love about that is when we get interested in something, we begin to invest our energy in that direction, right? We begin to learn more about it. We begin to notice when things like that show up. Our attention starts to go there. So that's where we engage with acceptance, not as just something airy-fairy, not as just like this, nice sentiment that I accept this into my life, but we take a deep interest in it. It's like to accept it is not just to say yes to it. In fact, the dictionary in dictionary.com, it says acceptance is the act of taking or receiving something. Those are verbs, the act of taking or receiving something. And so we could go to an apple orchard and the farmer could say, take as many apples as you want. You can have as many apples as you want. So the potentiality and the possibility is for you to be very wealthy with apples. You could have all the apples you want, but if you don't take some baskets and you don't go out there and collect some apples and fill those baskets and load them up in your car, load them up in your truck, you are no more prosperous with apples than you were before you arrived there. All you have at that moment is the potential for apples and the possibility for apples because the farmer has said, take all that you want. But we do have to go do the taking, go do the receiving, go take our basket and collect these apples up. So I love that Emmett Fox quote that talks about interest. We have to take an interest in it. We have to become invested in it. We have to start putting our energy in that direction, right? We have to start putting our attention in that direction of the thing that we're accepting. I now accept this, not as a passive acceptance, but as an active acceptance. I accept it, and therefore I now start to have energy there. I now start to look into it, inquire into it. I now start to talk to people about it. I now start to ask people about it. I start to notice things that are related to it. And the next thing you know, I'm all up in it. I'm all up in it, and it's all up in me. And now I start to become that thing, and I start to have that thing. But it's not gotten by just sitting at home talking about the possibility and the potentiality and a very passive, well, I accept more. Sure, I would welcome more in my life. Absolutely. No, it's not like that. I'm just having fun here. It's not like that, though. It's very active. It's very engaged. It's like, wow, yes, seize the moment. I accept more. I accept more, and therefore I expect more. And now I'm out there and I'm actively engaged. So acceptance, when we say accepted and it is yours, it's not a passive acceptance. It is, I am taking great interest now. I am engaging myself. I am investing myself. And that is the kind of acceptance that I'm talking about today. So accepted and it is yours, whatever it is. Today is the day to say yes to it. And today is the day that your yes has meaning, it has value, it has power in it, because you begin to step into your yes. You don't just say yes passively. You begin to step into your yes and say, okay, what is it that now is moving in me with that yes? And now I'm going to start moving with whatever's moving in me with that yes, and it begins to expand. But before you know it, that yes is not just potentiality and possibility. It is actuality and realization of the good that you so desire. Go get it. Thank you. Let's turn within for prayer. And so we just know in this moment, we know in this moment, God is all there is. One power. There is no opposing power. There is nothing opposing our good. There is one infinite power and presence and one law upon which that one power and presence acts upon. And so today I speak this word, touching and agreeing, knowing that I am a divine expression of that one, and each one who is watching, listening to the service is a divine expression of that one, that today we step into that yes, we step into that acceptance, we step into claiming and harvesting and accepting and taking and receiving, actually taking and receiving, so that that potentiality and that possibility is made real for us. I touch and agree with each one, knowing that right now we see, we know, and we are moved into divine, perfect right action to receive, to accept, to take the good that has already been given to us. It's ours. So the taking is nothing other than the taking of what has been given to us. And so we take it, we receive it, we love it, we embrace it, we lift it up, we share it. I know that all kinds of good is unfolding for each of us right now. In great gratitude, I release this word, I let it be. We ground it and accept it with the words, and so it is. And I call back the beautiful Jessie Powers.
Thank you so much, Rev. Beautiful. This song is about getting in that flow and just trusting. So here we go. Sometimes it feels like my heart is stuck in a revolving door. It can get me down so much, I don't even wanna mess with it anymore. Oh, that too familiar feeling, oh, I know it well, but I don't let it get too far. No, I'm too good at staying cool now. Yes, I am learning the art. And I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, cause I know it ain't in my hands. So I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. Mm-mm. When the shadow comes creeping in like a thief from my past, I turn on the light by remembering only my soul knows my path. And I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, cause I know it ain't in my hands. So I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. And I am unburdened, yes, I am free when I believe. Hey, if I just keep trusting, if I keep the faith, I know I'll see when I let go. And I know when I let go, and I know that my soul's always got, yeah, my soul's always got, oh, my soul's always got something better planned. Yeah, 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 something better. Something better is coming along, yeah. Just trust, just relax, don't fuss and don't get mad, because everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, yes. Wonderful, Jesse. I love that song. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And we've come to the time for the giving of our gifts. And just as we talked about receiving in joy and lightness and ease and flow, same with receiving. Don't allow that to be a burden. Don't give from burden. Give from lightness, open-heartedness, knowing we cannot outgive God. And we just giving just so puts us in the flow. So kind of give with ease and grace, and just know that whatever you give is returned to you, heaped up, pressed down, and running over. So we give also the same way we receive, with ease and grace. We do our giving in the same way. Thank you for the many ways that you continue to support the center during these times. We're honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually, and we appreciate the gifts, donations, tithes that you give as CCSL. Your donations are important because it helps us fulfill our vision statement in helping to create a world that works for everyone. That is absolutely what we are doing here. And so as we engage the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source, and we are circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. And money is divine, you know, money is sacred. God is all there is. Therefore, money also would have to be divine and sacred. So please say our affirmation with me as Robin puts it up on the screen. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
When I open up a channel to receive, when I open up my heart and just believe, when I know I am infinity, when I open up my eyes so I can see, I can feel it, I can feel it, circulation, circulation. When I open up a channel to receive, When I open up my heart and just believe, when I know I am infinity. When I open up my eyes so I can see. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Circulation. 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 Circulation.
There is one abundant source in this universe. Limited abundance and unconditional love are its gifts, given so freely. For it is its nature to give, to provide way beyond need. I am one with this goodness and plenty, heaped up on overflowing abundance. The riches of the universe flow endlessly through, around, and in all of those things which the Creator brought forth. And those things are right here and right now. I realize these gifts as being eternal, endless, fulfilling, and loving. I claim that our abundance comes through the abundance of God in all things. I open the door of abundance and I allow its gifts to flow freely in and through our center. With grateful gratitude and unstopping flow, I release it into the law that has already said yes. And I receive and accept these gifts, knowing that the channels have been opened and are freely flowing, for it is already done. I've let go and I've let God. And together we sing.
And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So it is, and so we let it be. And thank you for that jazzy circulation song. I think that was the most upbeat, jazzy circulation song I've ever heard. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. And let us thank our practitioners, Janelle Carroll for the meditation, Tammy Evans on platform, Jill Schultz also for the reading, our featured soloist, Jesse Powers, along with Carissa Holmes as our song leader, Tony Bernardi on piano, Joe Nelson on drums, Steve Paracas on bass, who have all collaborated their musical talent to provide the music for today. And thank you to all of you that are with us today for our celebration service. It wouldn't be the same without you. If you are joining us for the first time today, we welcome you, welcome, and we would love to send you a welcome packet in the mail with information about us. Please contact the office or send us a private Facebook message. And if you are not receiving information about our services, please call the office or send us a private Facebook message. And so let us say this blessing together as it comes up on your screen. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
All right, let me see some movement now.
I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy. I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. Hey, I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy. I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. It's rising up and I can't do nothing about it. Hey, I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy. I'm so excited, so delighted. You're invited to join me in joy.
Peace, blessings, and prosperity. Have a beautiful week.